Hey everybody, so thanks for checking out another video. This is going to be another three-part series on illustration of Power Girl. So we'll get through the penciling stage today, then the next video will be inks, and then we'll do a nice deep dive into the color, because the last video didn't quite work out the way I wanted to for colors. Forgot to record it, so I had to use the backup of Clip Studio Paint, and it didn't quite capture all of it. So this time around the colors will be a bit more front and center. I got a question. Like I said, I'll try to make sure to put a clip of it up there of wanting to ask me a few questions, which I appreciate. Which is, he wants to know if I'll do a how-to video, even though in the first video I said I wasn't really looking to do them. It's not that I don't want to do them, I just don't want the channel to become this is how you draw, or I regurgitate the same information that everybody else has. But for drawing the head, like I said, I'll do a tutorial for it just because I think it's interesting. So we'll draw a couple different head types. I assume you mean, because I'm using the Loomis method, how I change proportions and stuff like that to get a different type of head or a different type of facial expression or look. So we'll go over that in a video. Because I don't mind doing them. I just don't want this to be the only thing that we do on the channel is tutorials. I'm hoping for the channel to mostly be everybody kind of jumping in and learning how to draw comic books, learning together and failing, because we're going to fail a lot. It's going to be a lot of sketching and redrawing things and trying to figure out how to lay them out from the initial sketch and thumbnailing to cleaning them up, and then how hard it is to clean it up and drawing backgrounds and perspective. Those would be the next couple of videos. So rather the next video or the video after will be the tutorial for you. And then after that, it's mostly going to be um, drawing comics and layouts and stuff like that. The second question that you asked was how long do I plan to keep doing the daily sketches? I'm assuming you mean like the shorts? I don't know. I'm thinking I'll just do 30 or 31 days. Then we'll probably stop doing those and we'll mostly focus in on other things. Whatever I feel like drawing, it'll just be what I'm drawing on that day and we'll post it. Um, just because I feel like while those are fun to do and it was good practice to get into drawing them over and over again, it'll probably be, maybe we'll do a couple videos where we'll do people more in perspective, because I already started to do that in some of the daily sketches. We might do a few, you mentioned faces earlier in the other part of the question. We'll probably do like a drawing of a head or two as a part of the warm-up instead of just the gesture drawings. Um, and we'll see how it goes from there. The last question you asked is a good one, which is if you were, I guess, king for the day or in charge of DC for a day, what would you do? In terms of comics, I'd probably try to hold some kind of contest to find new writers and new artists. And I wouldn't focus on just superheroes. I think everyone's forgotten that at certain points in time, Marvel and DC used to do a variety of different books. They used to do things like westerns and film noir stuff and love stories. I'd bring that kind of thing back and see how it did. Be like a contest for writers and have them write out their scripts. Ideally, it would be um, how many, like, so many issues I would want out of it, because hopefully we could turn it into like a TV series or an animated series, kind of like what they did with Invincible. I think that'd be cool. Um, I would change the website so that you can buy comics through the website and they send you a downloadable PDF. Um, I'm not really a big fan of going through apps to buy things and then you don't know if you own them or what happens with them, or if something happens and it goes down or it goes out. I don't know if they've ever changed that. The last time I checked, it advises you to go through the app, and I'm not a fan of that. I'd rather be able to buy it via um, the website and then get a downloadable PDF like I do for any other kind of book, like a Kickstarter book. I prefer doing those specifically because you get a PDF for it, and I prefer that. Um, Last thing would be trying to change how the animated series are done and movies to follow in line a bit more with the comics. I find a lot of the times they're inspired by, but they don't quite follow the story. Like I mentioned, Invincible, I think that was handled very well. Where if you read the comics, you can follow along with the show, no problems, and you know what's going on. It's one of the reasons the comic itself probably started to do a little bit better. It's just because the show came out. I know the comic's over; it's been done for a while, but the show came out. People enjoyed it, and they went back to read the comics. That doesn't happen when you make shows inspired by the comics. When you come up with your own stories that sometimes don't always make sense. When you do them that way, there is no comic to go back to read. Imagine if they did like a, well, say Supergirl because we're on Power Girl. If they did Supergirl New 52 and they turned that into an animated series, you could then promote the New 52 run as the series is going on, and it would hopefully bring in new readers. I appreciate your questions. So enjoy the rest of the video. If you have any other questions or any other things you want to learn that I don't, that hopefully I can show you how to do, leave another comment and I'll get back to you. I was took a little bit of a break and I came back to take a look at this illustration. I don't like the face. I think the hair looks okay, but the face is really throwing me off. I think the proportions are a little off and the face is a little bit too long. So this is what I do when I run into problems like this. Hands too. Hands are really giving me the business on this illustration. But anytime I run into a problem like that, I just open a new canvas that has nothing in it, and then I practice out how I want the face to look or the hands or whatever is giving me a hard time. So I'm gonna still try to get this look to it, but I think we'll do a little bit of sketching in here. And if it turns out how I want it to, then I'm just gonna copy and paste it into the main illustration. So it's mostly just gonna be me talking and drawing at the same time and playing around with the brush sizes a little bit. But I think this size should do the trick. So I got the circle in here, just gonna cut it across, figure out if I want it more like this. No, I don't think so. It's just me thinking, because I don't like how it looks. I'm just gonna play around with it a little bit until I kind of am happy with it. If you're ever drawing and you think something looks wrong, take a break, go back to it, and then see if you can figure out what it is. I think one of the problems I had is at the start is I didn't quite get the eyes in the right spot, so they look a lot bigger than they should be. Uh, I also wonder if when I was doing my proportions, I didn't double check them as I should have. So I'm just going to sketch this in like this a little bit and see if I can't get this to look how I want it to. Just gonna delete that. It should be about here. Let's see. Still looks a little off. I think it should be more here. Now let's check it. Now you can't see this. I'm just measuring this with my fingers here. It still looks off. Let's just see. I think that's about right. We're pretty close, I'd say. It looks better than the other one in terms of the proportions. So I'm just going to flip the canvas and fix up this side here of the face. I find if you're left or right-handed, the side that you're most dominant with is the side that you tend to have the worst time with drawing when it comes to this. Everyone has that one side, and I think it has to do with your dominant hand. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Oh, let's see. That looks a little bit better. Let's curve this here. The ear should sit somewhere around here. Now let's see how we're looking. Alright, so that looks about right. Just going to set it back and we'll just double check these proportions. So, yeah. hairline should be about here. So there we go. That looks much better. In comparison to that, I'd say this looks a little bit better. So I'm just going to sketch in the face. So I'm just going to stop this recording here, and then we'll pick up the speed drawing as I finish this off. If you guys prefer me talking like this over just some of the video and the music and me cutting in with voiceovers, just let me know, and we'll try to sneak some of these in here every so often. Alright, so just like I stated, I was able to get the face to look mostly how I wanted it to. Um, you're just going to see me adjust and play around with how big it is to fit the body. Sometimes I find this method works the best. Uh, Anytime you get stuck on something, take a break and then go back into it. But that's all there is for the video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep watching and keep creating.